All right, welcome everybody. This is our CTC Live Ask Us Anything. Today we are here to answer any questions that you may have, whether you're a current student, you are thinking about becoming a student, it doesn't matter. We are here for you and we're willing to talk to you about anything that you might be thinking about, have no clue about, and you need help. That's what we're here for. We're going to be doing these monthly, and we hope that you'll join us as time goes by so that you can actually get any questions that you may have answered as quickly as possible. And hopefully, you will feel super comfortable and happy with everything that we have to tell you. And even if you're not super comfortable and happy, that's our goal. So hopefully, we can make it happen. I am joined today by my trusty sidekick. His name is Jeff Pyatt. You want to say hi, Jeff?
Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff.
He is our recruiter, CTC recruiter extraordinaire, and he is going to be here to help you answer any questions, especially if you're a prospective student and if you have questions uh, that have anything to do with like your admissions and figuring stuff out. And then we have somebody here in the background. She's hidden, but it's okay. She's here to support as well. So we're going to cheer her on. Her name is Chandra Williams. And
Yay!
yay, Chandra! And then I am Mariceli Santiago. I am the
Great.
Director of Student Life and Activities, and I am going to be guiding the ship today. So come sail with me, guys. Let's try to figure out how we can help you. First things first, if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to type them in the chat. We are currently streaming right now to Facebook as well as Twitch. So if you're not sure what's going on, if you want to get questions answered, that's what we're here for. We want to make sure that we address them today and you are super comfortable with what's going on. So let's see, guys. I'm going to go ahead and ask Jeff maybe to kind of kick it off for a little bit until we can get some questions coming in from everybody.
Okay.
Uh, Jeff, can you help us kind of talk a little bit about admission, people that are interested potentially at coming to CTC and what
Sure.
they can expect? Now, remember, guys, this is not just about admissions. This is about anything that you might have going on. But this is the road we're taking today, and this is how we're going to kick it off, okay?
Okay.
So,
All right. Thanks for that. And my name is Jeff Pyatt, and my title has just changed to recruitment coordinator. I was a recruiter, admissions advisor recruiter, but now just recently it's recruitment coordinator. And part of my duties is I assist students with the application for admission to CTC. I primarily go out to the different schools and help the seniors every year with their application for admission to CTC. We call it fast track, and it's a fast track to put them on getting their application in, getting their testing done, getting their academic advising done, so they don't have to wait. Because if they wait until the summer, it's going to be just a long time. Having to you might not get an appointment as soon as you want and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to show you how to apply for admission. Okay. So if you want to apply for admission, you're going to click the apply now button. All right. And this is going to take you to the applytexas.org. And you're going to scroll down and you're going to hit create an account. You're going to scroll back down here and you're going to create the account for Apply Texas. Your username, when you put your username in, no capital letters, no spaces. Let's say I'm going to say Jeff Pyatt. When you do your email address, if you're a student at Killeen High School or one of the Killeen High Schools or Carpers Cove School, do not use your student email address because when you graduate, you're not going to have access to that. So you won't receive anything from us to that email address. One thing I will add about emails is I would suggest have a professional sounding email, not necessarily so much for when you apply for admission to CTC, but when you start looking for a job. If you have something like, big trucker dude at Gmail or Foxy Lady at Yahoo or something like that, a potential employer is not going to look at that. They're going to probably think it's junk and they're going to hit delete. They'll never see your application for admission. So my email, I'm just going to say it's Jeff Pyatt at ctcd.org. www.cal.edu, and then of course your password. Okay, you're going to hit sign up when you do that, and that will get you into the Apply Texas, and that's going to create the account. And once you're in Apply Texas, what you have to do is you have to complete a student profile, and that student profile is about 8 or 9 pages long. That has your address, prior college, things like that in there. And once you get that done, then you're going to apply to a college. And it's going to say, do you want to apply for a 2-year college or a 4-year? Well, since you're applying to CTC, you're going to apply to a 2-year. And then it's going to say, what college do you want to apply for? And it's going to have a whole list of different colleges from the drop down menu. You're going to select CTC. Once you get into the application portion, uh, the application is in 2 different sections. The first section is I think 4 pages. The second section is 2 pages. You'll answer all those questions. There will be one more page of acknowledgments, and once you submit your application, you'll see confetti falling. And you have your application number. Now, you have I can provide my email address for you, and you're welcome to send me an email and say, "Hey, Jeff, can you check the status of my application?" And I'll be glad to do that for you and send you your student ID number and what you can do after that. The application for admission to CTC is free. It doesn't obligate or bind you to anything. Um, it's good for a year. So let's say that you don't start in the spring of 2024. You can wait till the summer or the fall of 2024. But if you decide to wait until the spring of 25, you'll need to make a new application for admission. Okay. If you are a current dual credit student in high school, it's not necessary to complete a new application, but it's free, lasts for a year. It doesn't obligate or bind you to anything. Marcella, do you want me to talk a little bit about testing or come back to that? Or
Yeah.
okay,
No, yeah, go ahead and tell us about testing because I know a lot of students, they come out of high school and even if they're current students here, they just need a little bit of help
yeah,
just to be able to improve on their the being able to be in a college ready English or math. And not
right.
everybody's aware of that. And can you explain kind of how the TSI and all of that works?
Sure. Okay. So before students can enroll in a level 2 certificate or associate degree at CTC, they have to take a test. CTC is an open admissions policy. You have your high school diploma or your GED, you're automatically accepted. We don't require the ACT or the SAT. However, if you've taken those, we'll gladly take a look at them. Take a look at them to see if you're college ready. Otherwise, what you'll need to do is you'll need to take what we call the TSIA2. And a lot of people refer to that as an entrance exam, meaning, well, if I don't pass, I don't get in. That's not what that means. It's an assessment. It determines where you stand academically. Are you college level or do you need some kind of developmental class? I'm not afraid to tell anybody my reading and writing is fine, but when I went to college, my math was not. So I had to take beginning algebra to help build the skill to get into the regular college algebra class. Some it doesn't mean you're any less smart. It just means that you have to put forth a little bit more effort into a particular subject. But
Can we can you maybe stop streaming and then show them on the website how they can see some of the stuff? Because this
how about
is
um? Let's
at
see here.
least, or go back to the web page and show them
Okay,
where they can get a little bit more information.
for the testing,
Yeah, if they go under students,
student here, right?
yeah, and
Uh,
then the perspective, and if you go to getting started, this is how I try to when I talk
uh,
to students and do virtual stuff. I know I do a little bit in yeah, there you go. You have a little bit more options
let's see.
there.
Let's go down. Okay. Um,
No, when you were up there, go back to the top. No,
right here.
under students again. And then if you look under perspective student says TSI and then also getting started, those two are really, really good.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So these are just some little uh practice tests for math and writing and so on. As far as making an appointment with uh, the testing, I'm going to have to cheat and go to my little testing services and see what that is. You need to make an appointment before you can take your test. The test is $25, but you can call or email. I would suggest if you call them, certainly send them if you don't get a hold of them, you can leave a message, but send them an email. If you have already applied for admission, um, include your student ID number. And the test is $25. You have to have that appointment, and this will tell you what you can what you can or cannot take into the testing office. They're available. These are the hours that they test. But again, it's not an entrance exam, meaning if you don't pass, you don't get in. CTC has that open admission policy, so you have automatic acceptance. All right. So a lot of students say, "Well, how am I going to pay for college?" And if a student applies for admission, we have a CTC foundation, and there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of scholarships that people don't apply for because they want something for nothing. It's just not going to happen that way. Before you can apply for a scholarship, you have to have your admission uh, into CTC, and the scholarship for the foundation, it's just one application, and it puts you in line for lots and lots of different scholarships. You don't have to write an essay. You might have to write a paragraph on why you want the money or need the money. You could be first generation college. You could talk about what kind of career that you want to go into. Uh, just if you said something like, "Well, I want money to go to college," that's going to go to the shred pile. You need to put a little bit of effort on why you want the money, why you need the money. All right, but your application has to be in. The deadline for the scholarships is this year. It's December 1 to the end of February. So if you have your application in before that or sometime during that, then you can apply for admission. Okay, but as far as the financial aid, the FAFSA for high school seniors is a graduation requirement. You have to have your FAFSA in order to graduate, or if you don't have the FAFSA in, you need to have a waiver saying that you're not going to complete the FAFSA. Okay. One other thing, well, two other things, right quick, is academic advising. The TSI, SAT, ACT, before you can register for your classes, you need to speak with academic advising. And academic advising is going to help you create your degree plan, and they're going to help you. They're going to help you choose your degree plan or academic plan, and they're going to tell you how to get there based on your test scores and things like that. You may not know what you want to go into right now, and I think that's perfectly fine. What you should select on your application is general studies, and when you speak with academic advising, tell them what you're interested in, and maybe they can help you decide. But based on your test scores, your SAT, your ACT, or your TSI, they're going to put you in the developmental math or the college ready math or English and so on. But you have to have an appointment. And let me see if I can find their pay.
If you
Uh,
go under students
here
and then
again,
getting started, go to getting started
right here.
under
Here,
prospect.
yeah,
Yeah, there
that's
you
right.
go.
Okay. Scroll on down
And then you
and speak with an
have.
advisor.
Mhm.
This is the first one right here. If you're within about an hour of Colleen, you click on this telephone number, email address, click on book an appointment. And they only book about 2 weeks in advance. So you can't make an appointment now for November or December, something like that. Click advisor. They do in person or virtual. If you click on in person, you click on this right here. Uh, Today is the 5th. The next available time is the 7th of September, and it's open for about 2 weeks. So tomorrow, the 20th, will be open. I'm sorry. Yeah, tomorrow's the 6th. The 20th will be open. On Thursday, the 21st will be open. Friday, that will be open. Okay. And they'll give you the different times available there. All right. And the last thing is if a student is 22 years of age or younger on the first class day, you need proof of bacterial meningitis vaccination. And this will tell you how to download the, oops, a bit loud there.
Oh, pause it.
But that'll tell you how to submit your bacterial meningitis vaccination. And really, that's it. So if you see me out at the schools, if you see Chandra out at the schools, come up and say hi to us. I'm interested in coming to CTC, we'll be glad to help you. That's our job. That's what we do. Right.
Yes, that's great. Thank you, Jeff.
All right.
Actually, we have a question online, and I really want to address it.
Sure.
It says, "Does the school have an ESL program?" And the answer to that is yes. It actually has two different ESL programs, depending on what you want to do and what your ultimate goal is. The first one has to do very similar to what Jeff just discussed. You have to do your application of admissions. You have to take your testing to see where you're at in terms of your English ability, reading and writing. Um, and then those are for people that are very interested in taking English as a second language, but try to go to like college and try to get your degrees and stuff like that. Um, the other program that we have is it's a grant through our Texas workforce, and it's through our adult education department. That is actually those classes are actually free. The purpose of that is to help you become a better English language learner to be able to function better in the community, and that you also are able to hopefully be able to go out and be better in the workforce and work and get a better job because you have better language skills. So those are the two programs that we have for English as a second language. Um, and we encourage you to participate. We have for, like I said, the college level class to be able to continue on to college. Those would follow the same path that Jeff just explained. If you want a different through adult education, then you have to contact them at 254-526-1120, and they will actually help you figure out what classes are available, because there's different modalities in different places throughout our service area that we offer classes and different times. So we want to make sure that we always have whatever time is necessary, or we have the place that works better for you with the time that works better for you. And we also have online classes. So it just kind of depends. They have something called oh, Success Academy. That's what it's called. And what they do is that's kind of a general orientation to give you more information about what options they have there and what you need to do to be successful through that program. And then you can decide if that's really what you want to do or not. Jeff, I have somebody has a question for you. Let me see here. Are you there, Jeff?
I'm here. Can you hear me? I'm
Okay,
having a
yes.
malfunction with my camera.
Okay, well, at least we can hear you. That's good. It says on the meningitis shot, we were told that if you're an online student, you don't need proof of vaccination.
That is correct, and I do apologize for not mentioning that. Well, this if you take face-to-face classes and you're younger than the age of 22, yes, you need the bacterial meningitis vaccination. If you take only online classes, the proof of bacterial meningitis vaccination is not required if you're younger than the age of 22. If you take a combination of both, the vaccination is required. So that's a good question. Yes, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is great. Because that is true. It's the only we have students that live in the residence hall, for example, and even if they're taking online classes only, they still have to get it because of the residence hall. It's one of the requirements.
Mhm.
And please, guys, understand this is not CTC making this up. This is the state of Texas. They really want to make sure. I was reading about this not too long ago, and they were talking about how I guess it was a very big issue a few years ago, and that's why um,
if
they
you
came up with that law.
if you go to University of Texas, younger than the age of 22, you're going to take the vaccination. If you go to A&M, a four-year school, other community colleges, and so on.
Yeah. So this is not just CTC. This is way more. So Shorty, just to clarify, so if they're under, it doesn't matter what age you are. Um, If you're only taking online classes, you don't have to take the vaccination. However, if you take at least a minimum one class in person, and or you live in the residence hall and you're under the age of 22, then yes, you need to have the vaccination. I hope that answers it because I know it's a little confusing. Um, and so that's okay. Okay, good. Thank you. You got she got it now. She got it. Or I'm not sure if it's a he or she, but I'm gonna say Shorty has her question answered, I think. So that's great. Yeah, please keep on letting us know if you have any other questions. That's the whole purpose of this. You know, we are just trying to we're talking about a few things, but if you have questions, it doesn't just have to be about this. It could be about anything. We are going to do our very best to help answer any questions you have. Oh, hi, Heidi. Thank you. It's not Shirley. It's Heidi, but cool. Thank you. Well, her screen name's Shorty GMA, and I don't want to assume what that means, so I left it at that, but it's Heidi. So thank you, Heidi. Um, yes, this is live, guys. If you don't know, if you hadn't figured it out, this is live. We are live and we are listening to your comments right now live. So if you're watching us, whether it be through Facebook or through Twitch, we are streaming live. And so if you have questions and you type it in, okay. So Heidi, I figured it was grandma, but I didn't want to say that it was grandma because I don't want to offend people if that's not what it was. Because, some people, I don't want to assume. They say if you assume, you make a bleep out of you and me. So that's the only thing. But yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. Um, yeah. Um, but yes, we have uh we can answer any questions you have. We are here to interact with you. If you're just confused about anything that has to do with CTC, we were going to try to answer everything, and if not, we will get back to you after we get the answer. So don't worry about it. This is
If we
this is
don't
the
know the
whole
answers,
purpose.
we know the people who do.
We totally do. So thank you. So once people, we're going to keep going, but again, let us know if you have other questions. Uh, so once you have your emissions, you have taken your TSI. I do recommend to people though that if they're taking their TSI and they're still in high school, get it in the high school, guys. Um, because you don't
That's a
have
good
to
point.
pay, right, Jeff?
Right. So one thing that I will be doing in the fall, and Chandler will be helping, is we're going to be doing what we call fast track applications. So I have uh, all of the Killeen High School scheduled except for one, and then Copper's Cove is not scheduled. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out and we're going to help the students with the application for admission to CTC. Uh, Advising won't come out until the spring, but if you are in Killeen ISD high schools, and probably even Carper's Cove, they offer the TSI and they offer it multiple times. You can take it probably at least twice a semester, free of charge. Um, I don't know how they probably offer it maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, but you can take it probably twice a semester for free. If you wait until after you graduate and take it here at CTC, it's going to cost you $25 and you have to have that appointment to do that. People wait until the very last minute and they're probably at least 2 or 3 weeks out in the summer to take that test. So if you wait till July 1, you just might not get that test taken when you want it before classes start. Uh, in the spring, you may not start. We started what, August 28th, I think. You may
Mhm.
not start August 28th. You may start in a September class. So take it. It's free. That's what I would suggest.
Yeah, that's we're just trying to save you money, guys. I mean, honestly, even though
Mhm.
CTC compared to other colleges, universities, we're fairly reasonably priced. I know I'm always trying to save a buck. So if you can do it at the high school, let them pay for it, guys. All right, let's
And
see. Heidi
and
has something. Oh, go ahead.
Marcelo, that's a good point. I think a very good option for lots and lots and lots of people is start at a community college, because your core classes are going to transfer to a state-funded institution in the state of Texas. And I transferred to A&M Central Texas right down the road. You get your associate's degree here, you transfer there, and you're going to save a considerable amount of money. You can get your degree here and transfer there and get your bachelor's degree all for less than 20 grand. That's less than a used car these days. And let's say that you come here, transfer to a state funded institution, or let's say that you went to a state funded institution all the way, 4 year university to be a teacher. It's going to cost you less to come here and then transfer versus a 4 year all the way. But when you start to teach for Clean ISD, you're going to get paid the same.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider.
Okay, so let's see. Heidi has something to say here. She says one more thing. On the Blackboard, can I encourage the kiddo to enroll in Blackboard now, even though access to the class won't be ready for about 3 days before September 11 class start date? Okay, so they can try to log in. It's not really an enrollment thing. Once, they have access to the 3 days before, they'll have access to the class. They don't have to do anything special to enroll. Um, in Blackboard, they just have to make sure that their classes have been registered for and paid. And you should be good to, they don't have to try to log in right now, because if this is their first class, they may not be able to log in until that third day before classes begin. So don't think that it's just gonna, oh, now he should be able to log in. No, 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 no.
I
It's
think what they should try to do is log into Blackboard to see if there's any login issues before classes start. Obviously, however, students won't see the class in Blackboard until the weekend prior to the first
but
class
Jeff,
day.
are they able to even log in if they're brand new
I
students?
believe they are because
Okay.
students will email a contact and say, "Hey, I don't see anything in Blackboard." Well, it's because they don't create the
Okay.
classes until the weekend prior.
Yeah. So, but if your student can't access it right now, don't freak out.
Yeah,
At least
exactly.
until give it a few days, because it could be that they still don't have that access. Let's see. Bing Tran has something here because she's asking about the ESL classes, and she said, if I apply for the English class, are you will you send me to different places for that, right? Okay, so Bing, that is only through adult education. The classes are offered not just in our central campus, they may be offered at different locations. So it depends on what classes you need, when they're offered, and they'll give you options based on that. And it could be online, it could be in person. It just really depends. But you would need to contact the adult education office. Cheryl Crane is their office assistant. She is very, very good. I believe, the information in here for adult education. Her number is 254-526-1120. And she can help answer any other questions that you have, any specifics as to what locations and classes are an option for you. I just know that that's how they
Ma'am,
do it. And look who's back.
I'm
He's
back. I
he's
really
back,
was
guys.
here.
I know. We heard you. We heard you. Um, but you guys have great questions, and I hope you keep them up, because these have been really good questions that hopefully you feel like this is helping answer anything that is going on with you. Um, Yay, I got a smiley face and a thank you. All right. Um, so let's see. So I'm the type of person, and I'm gonna show this because maybe some people are visual. Um, and this might help Bing, or it might help others. I'm gonna really quickly just share my screen and show her where she can get a little bit more information on the website. This is for my visual learners, guys, okay? If you go under student and then high school, we have that's where the adult education um, page is located. And the reason for that is that we have adult education. We offer English language learning classes, which is the same as ESL. Um, or we also offer what's called high school equivalency. So that's why it shows up as an option for high school. And it gives you a lot of information here. So you can really look at options here. The program, see high school equivalency and English as a second language. And It gives you a lot of information that you can look at. It also has eligibility requirements because there are some requirements if you, depending on your visa, educational needs, there's a few things. And then there are some forms also, depending on what program you're trying to get into and all of that. But all of that is in this program. Again, this is Cheryl's phone number, 254-526-1120. And she can get you kind of, set up in an orientation or in a Success Academy and get you rolling. So I wanted to show you guys that because sometimes for our visual learners, it's always good to give them a visual and kind of make sure that they know what to do and where to go. Um, so here's my other thing. Oh, I should have just done this. I should have just kept sharing, but let me do this. This is this is how I like to give my virtual things. I always go into student and getting started. So if you're a new student, ooh. So Jeff talked about admissions. Let's and he talked about academic advising, a little bit about how to pay for your classes, but let's talk a little bit more. And Jeff, I don't know how good you are with this, but this is where we get a lot of information. These are the classes that are going to be offered and start dates and the different times
Right.
for our college classes. And this changed. Wow, it's been a minute. Okay. Um, so you can kind of see where that stuff is at. And then we have to explore how to pay for your classes. And this goes a little bit with what we were talking about with tuition and fees, the cost of attendance. A lot of our students use financial aid and scholarships. I know Jeff talked a little bit um, about our scholarships and the deadlines. This is it. You just click in here where it says scholarships, and it really
Mm-hmm.
is honest. This is like the easiest though. Like Jeff said, you have to put an effort into it, but you fill out one form for all of the scholarships, and that's almost unheard of. Um, and I'm trying to click on this and for some, okay. And this is the financial aid page. There's some stuff that's going on this year, but everybody should have already filled out your FAFSA application. They recommend for the spring semester that you have um, everything completed by October 1st. I would do it right now. Anybody that wants to take any classes this fiscal year, which started now in August and then ends in July. You can go ahead and apply for the FAFSA. Sometimes people have questions about that, and here we have like the code for FAFSA, and that's the free application for federal student aid. And then if you have questions about veterans benefits, we have a whole page on that as well here on the website. And you can definitely talk to them. These are the different types of VA chapters and things that you can use to be able to go to school. I'm not fully versed, but those are some of the things that we can actually look up and you can get a little bit more information about that. Let's see. I'm going back to see if we have any other questions. I am multitasking here, guys. If anybody else has any other questions, please go ahead and type them into the chat. It could be about anything. This is a ask us anything kind of deal. Um, Jeff, I know that you go out to the schools. What would be probably one of the things that a hot tip that you would give any students, anybody trying to get into CTC?
Don't wait. Don't wait. Don't wait. Simply because of the volume of people who do wait, it's just going to make you wait. The purpose of fast track for the application and the testing is up to the student, but the purpose of fast track, the purpose of me going out and helping the students with the application is so advising will come in. Advising, CTC advising is going to come to their campus and talk to the students so they can have that part out of the way before they register. And I just flat wouldn't wait.
Yep.
That's the best advice I can give. And if you don't know, I've talked to hundreds and hundreds of young men and women. Oh, I don't know what I want to do the rest of my life. Don't worry about the rest of your life. You be concerned about the next 4 or 5 years, because chances are you'll change. So my advice is don't wait.
That's a
I think that's the
really
easiest thing.
That's a
Mhm.
really good one. It's so hard for me to see that week before classes, and I know Jeff, you used to have to deal with this all the time, trying to get as many people in as possible to be able to service them and try to get them into classes and try to get them to figure out um, what we can do to get them into classes. And they want to really, really start classes, but it's so close to that start date
Mm.
that it almost feels impossible sometimes, even when we're trying really, really hard to get them in.
Yeah,
Um,
the admissions office does pretty well, but just the volume of phone calls and emails that they get, it's hard for them to respond. One thing I would suggest about phone calls and emails, if you have already applied, if you know your student ID number, have that ready when you contact us, simply because it's easier to locate you in our system, because there's lots of John Does or James Smiths, but there's not very many people with my name, so I'm easy to locate. But have your pen and piece of paper ready, know who you spoke with, and because when you say they said, I don't know who they are. There's 400 days on our campus, employees or more, that we just don't know who they are.
yeah.
But I think that would help define what you're looking for, or the questions that you're seeking.
And then so the other thing is that we have, a whole bunch of different degrees out there for you guys. There's a little bit of everything. I honestly think that if you want to study it, I want to say almost have just about everything. There are a few things that probably not, but for the most part, we can at least, if nothing, even if we don't have the actual degree or certificate or whatever, we could probably at minimum get you started almost on any one of those paths.
Marcelli, how about do you want to mention a little bit about the continuing ed classes if a student want to do a certificate or associate's degree on the
That's
job
the
training?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Even if you are like, I'm not sure if I want to do that, or I'm not sure what I can do, um, through continuing education, if you talk to them, they might be able to help you figure out some classes that you can take. They have some that are just super fun. They could have like workout sections and just things that are fun. They have college for kids, just so that kids start kind of getting that college mentality even as they're little, and they have a lot of those classes during like spring break and in the summer when the kids are out of school. And that's a really good way of keeping them entertained and learning at the same time. But um, if you tell them, "Oh man, I want to learn something new. I want to learn how to play the guitar or something." They can actually work on some stuff and actually maybe potentially help you get a class to be able to do some of those things. And people don't think about it, but I had actually at one point a family where they just wanted to take an art class, but it wasn't meant to be an art class to get college credit. It really was something just to kind of um, develop some skills and really get the kids interested in art and being able to do something that was relevant to them. And I put them in contact with continuing ed, and I know that they work really, really hard to make that happen. Um, they're also in continuing ed trying to get grants and scholarships going so that if there is a financial need, they can also try to help individuals that may qualify for those. So there's a lot of options here, guys. You can do almost anything out of CTC. I know I've taken a few classes just for fun. Most people don't realize we have horses and cows on campus, but we do, guys. We do. And I took my horsemanship class and learned how to handle a horse because I wanted to. And I felt that it was something that I could help me with my personal life. And there might be some things like that you can do through continuing education, or even if it's a college class, but there are things that you can do just for fun. You can also take the college class and not get credit for it, and you can do that through continuing ed. Um, oh, how do you call that? There's a
They have some career training programs. For example, EKG technician, clinical medical assistant, pharmacy tech. Those are not your college credit courses, but they're designed to get you in and get you out into the workforce, making more than minimum wage in a relatively short period of time. I mean, we're just talking weeks. We're not talking months. And there's a truck driving school as well.
yes. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Heidi's got something to say. Let's see. She says, "Please don't wait." She agrees with you, Jeff. Um, and she put lots of ease in there. Lots of things to do and gain knowledge of the process to enroll. And even if it's just one class to start, don't wait on education. We got a crash course in a week of enrollment, and thanks to admissions and FAFSA, Jasmine, and business office Beth, and VA folks, they bent over backwards thanks to everyone in our process. Ah, this is so great. Thank you. I'm glad
Need
you
to
had a positive
make
experience.
make sure Ms. Crevison knows about that. She would
Yeah.
appreciate that comment.
Yes, and I'll send this to everybody involved. I'll make a screenshot and send it to you guys. Thank you, Heidi, for including that. Because to be honest, we get a lot of, "Oh, you didn't do stuff right," but we prefer hearing some of the positives as well, you know? Um, it's hard sometimes for us to make things happen, but I will say we care. The people in this campus, care, and sometimes it's just kind of hard to make things magically happen. But we do try really, really hard. I know I do. I know Jeff does, and Chandra. I've seen her in action. She's kind of quiet in the background right now, but I've seen her in action. She's trying to help. She's making it happen. So please, please
Marcelli, do
shout.
you want
Yes,
to
sir.
talk about some of the student activities on campus? Some of the things that
Wow,
you do.
Jeff.
You do. I know
Look
you
at
do.
you. Look at you. You know I do.
I know you
That's my
do.
thing. That's my thing. I was kind of leaving it for last, but I should definitely
Oh,
bring it
okay,
up.
okay.
No, 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 no. But this is great segue. Thank you. No, I needed this. I needed this. Yes. So as director of student life and activities, we have a lot of activities going on. These last few weeks, especially trying to welcome all our students, making sure everybody knows we're here and that we have resources available to you, as well as just have fun. We have Right now, our clubs and organizations have kicked off. They are really, really out there trying to get all their stuff in and making sure that they have all their members. So if you're interested in being part of a club or organization, we have all kinds. We have Net Impact. They like to do a lot of community outreach and help. We have uh, Bible Study Fellowship, I believe it's called. If They're ecumenical, so it could be, almost it's very integrated. We have we have a virtual geeky gaming. They're having tournaments a few times a month now. If you want to play, kind of come in together and do some Smash Brothers tournaments, as well as they are having some bring your own game dates as well. We have Otaku Unlimited. It's an anime club, and they are very excited about watching their anime and kind of having good time discussing them. Uh, Math and Engineering Club, they're really trying to get off the ground. So please, if you're interested in anything like that, they're out there, and there's so many more. We have this opportunity for you guys to meet others. Oh, and of course, I can't stop talking about student government. Guys, we're trying to get student government off to a great start. We need some people. We're meeting virtually, so please come out and check it out. Be part of your student government. Help us have great activities to help promote, community, a sense of community, as well as I get a lot of people are like, "Hey, do you have a student you could recommend for this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Let's find one from student government." So yes, definitely, I am very interested in being able to get um that kind of involvement. Be part of your college community. do some of these events. I know like this, see, today and tomorrow we had a billiard tournament here in the student lounge. Up in the academic studio, they have an open house. They have some music going up in there. Um, what else do we have? Oh, we're starting to plan our haunted house fall festival. That's another thing that's coming up. So be on the lookout for that. And there's way more. So look at the calendar, follow social media. We're having all of that posted so that you know when these events are happening and what we're planning on it. And you can come check it out. Please, it really makes a difference. If you know, even if you're stuck and you don't know what you need or whatever, having somebody that you're part of, if you're part of a group, then you're going to have points of contact, people that can help you figure things out. It could be your another student that has already gone through it, or it could just be, your sponsor or somebody that you're with. So definitely participate. Um, let's see. Oh, Heidi's back. She says, I had to take many Excedrin when kiddo said the week of enrollment of August classes, I want to go to college. Made it for September classes, all because of the caring folks there. Oh, do you have these lives every week on Tuesday? It's not every week on Tuesday. We're going to be having lives continuously for different reasons. Tomorrow, actually, now that you mention it, I am going to be live in the morning. We're going to have our first Eagle Talk podcast about suicide awareness, and we're going to talk with Dr. Mahone Lewis. She is our mental health counselor. And then this specifically asks questions, where the next one I believe is going to be October 5th. So we don't have them every week, but we're going to have one at least once a month. And that way, if you have questions or if you're always welcome to participate. Honestly, if I'm in any one of these lives and you have questions, always ask questions. Um, that's my hot tip for today. Ask questions no matter what. I will help you, even if it has to be maybe on the side because it doesn't have to do with the topic or whatever. We can connect a different way. So don't worry. If you feel like you need us to be here for you, in a virtual world, we're going to make that happen because that's the whole point of having these is you have questions, we have a way of helping you figure them out. So, yes. And thank you. Oh, I feel like Heidi, you've been like I said, we don't always get the positive, so it's really nice to get a lot of these positive remarks. Um, you know what I'm talking about, Jeff. You know what I'm talking about. Um,
Hmm.
so yes, we're gonna have a lot more social content virtually. So if you are ever participate and you have questions about anything, it doesn't matter. If I'm on or anybody's on and you have questions, we'll do our best to help you answer them. Um, all right. Do we have any last minute questions or thoughts, Jeff? Anything that you want to add?
For students, the offices at many of the departments at CTC are always looking for work studies.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
you can probably speak more. You can probably speak better on that than me. But last school year, I had a work study. Admissions. I'm in a different department now, but admissions had a work study. In that work study, went out with me to different schools recruiting and helped a lot. And she even went once or twice when I couldn't make it, and she took my place. So if you're they work you 19 and a half hours a week, and they will work with your schedule. If you have an exam, your exam takes precedence over work. So Marcella, you can probably elaborate.
Oh my God, I have a student lounge that I need to open more hours. I need more student workers and I need them desperately. Please, if you qualify for financial aid, um, please contact our financial aid office. They are looking desperately for student workers. And the reason is that you get to work in different places on campus. You can say if you have a preference from one place to another, but we are very flexible. We work around your college schedule, just like Jeff said. College comes first, and we know that. But you can help so much and get paid in the process. So we are,
Hmm.
that's part of you, something that you can use as a benefit from financial aid.
Hmm.
So please, we're desperately looking. I know I personally, right now, if I could, I would have at least two. Um, but we don't have a lot. So please, we're looking, add your name to the hat, so to speak, and come talk to us. If you're not sure how it works, I will send you to the right person and we'll get it squared away.
because we know the right people.
We do. That's correct. That's the bottom line, guys. Ask questions. That's why we're doing this because a lot of people just have in general anything um, going on and you're not sure what to do. That's what we're here for. So I don't see any other questions or comments in the chat anymore. Um, I, I I I know Chandra's here for support, but guys, if you see her walking around, say hi to her. She's here for it. She'll have a hot tip or two for you, because you don't have to talk if you don't want to. But you were a student, weren't you? Didn't you start here? I heard through the grapevine that you used to be a student worker in
I didn't
student
know
living
that. She didn't
activities.
tell me that.
Oh, I heard she's done it all. That's the thing. That's how you start sometimes. And then you keep finding and moving your way around. You never know. This could be how you find that hot job you would wanted. You never know. You never know. If nothing else, at least a good recommendation. It doesn't hurt. Um, anything else, guys? If anybody has anything else, go ahead and post in the comments now. Otherwise, this is it. This is what we're here for. We hope that you felt that this was worth it, that you have, your questions answered, that we're here for you. If for some reason it's along the way you have any more questions, you're welcome to reach out to any of us. I am going to write down my um, email here so that you can go ahead and email me if you have any questions about the school. And then I'm gonna put Jeff's because I know he already wants it. He already said it already. I'm just gonna reiterate it just in case.
And
Just in
and
case.
feel free to call me Jeff. You don't have to call me Mr. Pyatt. I don't care. Jeff is fine.
Yeah,
I'm not formal
we're not super formal. We would rather you get the help that you need.
and
So,
feel comfortable.
mm-hmm. All right, guys. We will see you in our next live, and hopefully, you know, anytime you see us live, come and talk to us. This is it makes it so much more fun. If we don't have people to talk to us, then it's a very boring 10 to 15 minutes for us. Um, when you guys interact with us, it makes it much more happy. So thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Yay, we did it!
I enjoyed that.